I'm a practitioner and I wake up in a cold sweat every morning about going into clinic thinking every patient is going to find out I don't know what I'm really talking about, despite my 4 or 5 years of training, my degree in this and all the postgrad courses I've done. What's the first step for that particular practitioner?
So objectively, I'd want to talk to them to know if they felt they were doing the right job. I know that again sounds a little bit like a huge step back, but it's just really good to check in with yourself just to figure out whether this is this all off for you because you're not happy, deeply unhappy in your role.
Right. But if I go in a cold sweat every morning, am I not going to think, well, am I in the right job? I don't know.
Well, this is where you need to actually bounce this back with somebody and talk to somebody else and get some support. I was saying you can't do it in your own head, but what you could do, and there are some really there's some other things that you can do on your own. I don't know how people feel about doing things like journaling practice or meditation, kind of doing your own work around how you feel. They're really powerful things to do. Taking some time out to figure that out. You can't hear your own voice and feel your own feelings when you're in the noise of something like that. So can you take some time to step away, to get some distance, a break where you can actually hear what's going on in your own head? I talk a lot about integrated practice and kind of trusting your gut, and I think it's maybe quite controversial for my field, but I think it's imperative that you tune back in with what you're really doing and whether you feel happy in what you're doing first and foremost.
If I were the person coming to talk to you about this, given my age and so on, and you said, are you happy in your profession? I might be thinking, well, I've got no bloody choice now, because I haven't got time to retrain to become a chimney sweep or whatever it might be. I'm stuck with this. I've got to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've worked with lots of people like that before. And so again, working with someone like that, it becomes more about you being content in your role.
Yes.
So you're happy in your life and you're content in your role. You can do your job and you can do it well, and you're comfortable and you're content, and your life is rich and fulfilling because it's not just your work. It's not just that in isolation. It's everything that makes up your life. It's the things you do outside of work. So, for example, I used to work with lots of people who wanted to change their job. They would come to me saying, I'm really unhappy and I don't want to do this job anymore. Deeply unhappy. I don't want to set foot in work tomorrow. And the work we would do, maybe 50% of them left their job and they would do something else and they would find different work. But for some people, and it becomes a cost-benefit analysis, maybe they didn't want to retrain, they didn't want to put the time in to retrain. Actually, there were some good things about their job. They really liked the people that they work with and they really liked their salary. And that was compelling. So can we compartmentalise it in a way where you're content with that? You're then capable, content, you can be boundaried in your work, so you're not going above and beyond necessarily. You're doing it well and you're giving 100% to your patients, but you're able to walk away from that and have a fulfilling life, and it's just a part of your life. It's not everything. I'm not saying that there aren't people where their life is kind of deeply intrinsic in terms of their passion, and that's a different way of working. But I think it's wrong for people to think, and I'm really against people saying, you know, work within something that's your passion and your purpose. Not everyone has the ability to do that, and we need to be mindful it's not available to everybody. Aim for that, but there are other ways of working where you can still be deeply happy.